Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here today, and I'm sharing with you a new layout using the October Hip Kits. I've used a collection of mainly the embellishment, the main kit, and also a little bit of the Project Life kit for this layout. What I've done is used a 2-inch die to cut out some of the circles from the Jen Hadfield pattern paper, and I'm also cutting out a couple of leaves from that Jen Hadfield pattern paper in the main kit as well. And you can see here that I'm just arranging them. I was trying to choose between which photo to use. I knew I wanted my title to be Thankful, which I cut from the exclusive cut files using my Cameo and just some white cardstock. And I decided in the end to use a photo from my wedding, which was in 2011. It was a beautiful sunny summer day, and I always enjoy going back and scrapbooking some of those photos because I haven't scrapbooked all of them yet. There were so many taken, but this is one that I do like. So what I've done is I've arranged the circles that I've die cut out from using my Cuttlebug machine, and now I'm using and taking the Jen Hadfield paper and fussy cutting some of those flowers from the paper out. As soon as I saw that paper, I imagined fussy cutting them out, and I'm not really a fussy cutter, so I have done them. I haven't done them roughly, but I didn't cut every intricate little piece out, and I've fussy cut out just a handful of those flowers. And now what I'm doing is using another one of those Jen Hadfield papers that's sort of got an ombre look to it. I just felt like the photo needed something to pop it up off the page a little bit. And I'm also matting and working on my layers now. So I've taken the reverse side of the floral paper, which has got a wood grain, and I've just cut that in half so I can pop a little bit at the top of the photo and a little bit at the bottom. And I'm wanting to bring that black and white diagonal stripe into it as well. So I will shortly cut that into 2 pieces to work on either side of the photo. So that's what I'm doing now. I wasn't quite sure here what I was doing, but I knew that I wanted the design to go in a bit of a diagonal, and I knew I wanted to play around with those circular elements and creating sort of little clusters of embellishments. You'll see that I do a lot of sort of fluffing around on this layout and trying to get things positioned right. And as I've said on other process videos, because I don't adhere as I go, which is probably very annoying for some people to watch, and I do apologize, but this is my process. I adhere at the end, or when I'm pretty much happy with the placement of things, which means that things do get shuffled around and knocked around, as you can see, even when I'm just trying to layer in different pieces behind the photo, that it's not straight anymore, but I've got the overall idea of what it's going to look like once I do adhere it properly. So I am just tucking things in and slotting things into where I think they might look okay, and I do adhere more towards the end. I'm going through the ephemera that I'd gathered. So I'd gathered some sort of teal, coral, gold, wood grain toned pieces out of both the Jen Hadfield Pebbles pack and the Pink Paisley Cedar Lane pack, and now I'm just working on layering and adding some of those pieces in. So I've added in some of the hearts from the Pink Paisley pack. I've added in a couple more flowers that I cut out. I cut out some of the smaller ones, and I've also got 2 of the tags from the Pink Paisley pack, and one of them only makes the layout. I didn't want to make it too top heavy, but being on a diagonal and creating the cluster in the bottom corner, it does balance it out anyway a little bit more. I had a little malfunction with my tape runner. I've refilled it quite a few times, so I don't quite know why it decided to play up then. But I did have a broken tape the other day, and then since then, and since I've re-threaded that same roll, it just seems to not be working as well as it was. So hopefully once this roll runs out, it'll be back to normal. We'll see. So now I'm going through and sticking all of the things, everything into the place that I've wanted it to go to. And I have added a piece of vellum from my stash and a doily from my stash, which is normally something that I add to most of my layouts anyway. So I do have a pretty sizable stash of vellum at the moment, though it is going down quite rapidly. And same with those doilies that I use. I've got quite a number of packets. I'm using some fun foam now just to pop up my photo, and I swear this is the best investment that I've made in a long time with products for scrapbooking. I was spending a fortune on double-sided tape rolls. In Australia they cost around, I think it's around $6 or $7 for this roll of double-sided tape. It was the perfect thickness. I really loved the tape, and the quality of it was really great as well. But because I was using it behind photos, behind some embellishments, I was going through it probably every couple of layouts, and it was getting to the point of being ridiculous. So I was so rapt when I saw someone use the foam as a way of, the foam pieces as a way of layering and getting that dimension, because it's so cost effective. And you know, it's just a matter of applying a little bit of double-sided tape, or whether you use a hot glue gun to get it stuck down. But once you start using that and you get that dimension that you want, it is just the biggest money saver, I think. So I'm rapt that I've started using that, and I've got a heap. I bought a big bulk pack. I've got a heap left, so yeah, that's something that's made me a little bit excited, I guess. So I've adhered that top cluster, and as I said before, I did fluff around a little bit with the placement. I think because I haven't done any background work, as in I was going to use the watercolor pencils and add that, but I really like the cleanness and the crispness of that white, and I did add a little bit of misting at the end, but I really just wanted to keep this a bit flowy and beautiful and pretty, I guess, with all the floral elements. So the top cluster is adhered. I did, as you can see, only use that aqua and gold dot tag in the end, and I've just tied a little bit of a string to the top of that. I've layered in a Jen Hadfield ampersand as well to that top cluster, and one of the wood grain leaves that I cut using a Maggie Holmes die that I had in my stash. And that second floral cluster just to the left, bottom left of the photo, I've used the Be Happy little round die cut word that I cut from the pattern paper, a couple of the flowers that I'd hand cut out, a leaf that I die cut, and then one of the pink paisley hearts. And then in those bottom two clusters, which I'm working on now, I was going to use the little wood veneer people, but I thought that then I was going to be bringing another element in. I thought if I add that wood veneer where that hello and that ampersand piece is, then I need to add the veneer somewhere else, and then I felt like it was just a bit too much. So as cute as they were, I thought I will try and use them on another layout, but I've ended up taking them off this one. I've used in that bottom cluster that I just adhered then the Best Friends little die cut from the pink paisley piece as well. And one of the half flowers that I fussy cut out, I've sort of put along the edge of that white cardstock, and I really like how that looks. Yeah, so now you'll see me fussing with these little people and trying to figure out, and I nearly did adhere them. I've done my little crazy hands, don't know what I'm doing, and I've pushed them to the side. And now I'm going to work on a bit more of the photo. So I don't normally stick things directly onto the photo. There's not a particular reason why, but I've never found that it's always worked. But this You Heart Me I thought was just super sweet and perfect to go in that negative space of the photo. And doing a wedding layout as well, that theme is just perfect. So I've popped that in the top left of the photo, and I've used as a guide just the top of the photo to try and get it to stay nice and straight. And now I'm using my T-square ruler to add the Evalicious stickers so that the title says "So Very Thankful." And I've never seen these alphabets before, but I love them. They're a little bit puffy and they're a beautiful size as to work with a bit of like I suppose a subtitle or that beginning of your title. And yeah, I just love them. They're gorgeous. So now I'm just showing you some close-up details of the layout. I've grabbed my gold Heidi Colour Shine and I'm covering up the bits that I sort of don't want to end up with mist all over them. And that's pretty much the layout. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I'll be back with some more soon, and I will leave me any comments and I'll make sure that I reply. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.